Respect your opinion. What exactly is your complaint?
That I don't get $150 an hour like you.
What do you think we should do?
In my experience, most domestic problems can usually be resolved through a willingness to cooperate and some hard work.
Oh, so you're saying that if we become...
Oh, I wonder what would happen if somebody called up my sister Virginia and told her this terribly embarrassing story. I guess there's only one way to find out.
Well, I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed. You coming, Ma?
Here.
Taking a shower, huh? I suppose this is your loofah sponge.
What are you talking about?
You toyed with my emotions. You toyed with my affection. And worst of all, you toyed with my sister.
That's not true, Sophia. Angela's just my roommate. You're the only woman in my life. There can be no one else but you.
Learned to love each other, thank God, but it wasn't our idea. There were 8 unmarried girls and 8 unmarried boys in the village that spring.
How'd they decide who went with who?
Height. If I hadn't stood on that rock, I'd have ended up with Luigi the pig boy.
Does that for a lot of people, right?
I know you don't understand, and I know you don't approve, but I'm doing what I have to do, and I feel good about it. Well, thanks for everything. It's been great.
Rose, I'll see that all your...
Rabbit out of your hat.
Oh, right. Abracadabra, hocus picus.
Hocus.
My God, where's that damn rabbit? Left it in the other hat.
Sophia, he's terrible.
No, he's not. He's terrific. Oh, you mean the act? We'll work on it.
Maybe this is my fault. Maybe I've been pushing it.
It's not you.
Blanche, you're the sane person that you always were. You have to believe that.
Oh, I want to, Simon, and I have tried. But I can't.
Darling, this is not the time for your vivid imagination to get...
Ma, this is serious surgery.
Surgery is the easy part. The tough part is after. Who's going to take care of you?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Well, think about it. You live alone and no one likes you.
Be nice, Ma.
You'll come here to recover.
Not that nice, Ma. Fully has a gun.
This is a toy.
He has been holding us hostage all this time with that toy gun.
I can't believe it.
Neither can I. Dorothy, you call yourself an Italian? You can't tell the difference between a toy and a real piece? Spent the entire marriage cheating on us both. The only difference is you haven't been forgiven by us both. So the answer is no. I don't trust you, Stan. And where there's no trust, there is no family. You marry this man, and we're no longer family.
Be a decent, honest person. You think maybe you could just love me for that?
I already do.
Then you forgive me?
Of course I forgive you. But I'll tell you, if you ever pull a...
Dorothy, you do that one more time, I'm going to write on this wall for a good time called Dorothy's Bornak.
Blanche, this is the ladies' room.
Right.
Jen, honey, I think you should go and talk to Joe.
Oh, girls, don't look.
Michael Zbornak, you get out of that bed right now.
Believe me, Mom, I'd like to. But in light of the fact that my clothes are hanging on the doorknob, I don't think it's such a good idea.
Oh, my God, they're naked.
Throw you out on the street.
I said I was sorry.
Oh, I feel just terrible. My eyes are all puffy, my nose is red, my glands are swollen. Isn't it amazing how I can feel so bad and still look so good?
I can't believe it. Vinny Battaglia.
Excuse me, miss. But do you know how smashingly lovely your eyes are?
Oh, please. I'll bet you talked to Dorothy and she sent you out on this mission of mercy. So just take a hike, teabag.
I beg your pardon, I don't know who this Dorothy is.
I don't know any of the...
I am never shopping at Fiedler Brothers again.
I beg your pardon.
Well, it's a little late for that. I've never been so humiliated in my life.
What about the time you lost the key to your handcuffs and had to go with that guy on his mail route? Rose, in my opinion, it is time to say bye-bye to Mr. Longfellow and Elvis. I mean, what's the use of having a garage sale if we can't part with anything?
How much for this hockey stick?
$1,100.
Russell, come back! Russell, come back here! Come back here! Russell!
Looks like it's just you and me, Blanche.
Rose, I'm afraid I have to leave.
Are you in pain?
I will be if my wife catches me and she...
Doing a special. Except Phil.
Sure, Ma.
Oh, Dorothy, can I make a little suggestion when you go for your makeover?
Sure, what is it?
Don't expect a miracle.
Sophia, did you come to bail us out?
No, Rose. She's dropping off a manicotti with a file in it.
Oh, girls, we're going to get to see Mr. Burt Reynolds. After all, I thought these beautiful tickets were all going to go to waste.
So, which one of you isn't going?
Well,
Especially after they sawed a hole and went salmon fishing in the middle of the local ice skating rink. And then there was the Halloween they gave all the kids whale blubber. And then there was the time they borrowed every ice tray in town to build an addition over their garage.
It's because you have not been working up to your ability. I'll tell you what. If you can spare me 2 evenings a week, I'll give you an incomplete in English and tutor you privately until you can pass the whole course. And that way you'll be eligible to play tomorrow.
Fine. Well, as soon as football season's over.
Out it.
I can't forget. This man stole money from us. Because of him, our family went hungry.
Ma, we never went hungry.
Some nights I felt like dessert.
listen, why don't we just leave this mess and go out and get something to eat?
Yeah, I'll ask Ma if she'd like to come. It'll do her good to get out of the house.
Dean, I ran off with a gas station attendant twice my age to get married in Mexico. When I was 17, I hitchhiked to New York, and for 2 months I was a rockette under an assumed name.
Tyler's Landing kind of pales in comparison.
I stand corrected. How did you... And a striped tie. And he was all dressed when the paramedics got there.
Girls, come here a minute. Listen, it's going to be a while. There's lots of trees down and accidents because of the storm, so the paramedics can't get through right away.
Well, we have to do something. I mean, Me.
I know that joke.
Everybody heard on the radio that some anonymous ma was complaining that her dependent daughter, Dorothy, doesn't have a life of her own.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Look, Rex and I have had lots of nice dates together. Maybe he's a little unpredictable, but that's what makes him so exciting. That and these.
I wish Miles was more unpredictable. I know where I'm going every night.
In all the bedrooms.
Ma, what the hell are you doing?
Selling the house. And that's a working fireplace. And with these cathedral ceilings, you could stack 50 VCRs if you wanted to. So you think it over, and if you're interested, give us a call.
I make offer now. If you like, you call.
Oh, well, I've done a little matchmaking.
Blanche, not again.
Yes, again. Now, you are 45 years old. You've been single almost 2 years. Well, both Dorothy and I know how much fun the single life is. Many's the night Dorothy has sat here alone in this room watching me go out on dates. Hollywood tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, we would all be ready to grab that dough! Grab that dough! Grab that dough! Sound like you were quite a pistol back in high school.
Well,
I'll bet you had a nickname.
I sure did. Tell her what it was, Rose.
Oh, no, it was your nickname. You tell her.
Oh, okay. It was Skipper.
Actually hit a wall. They put up a new Wendy's on Collins Avenue. From what they told me, I picked myself up, staggered over the finish line, and collapsed. People are talking the covers of national magazines. What's that kid still doing here?
Oh, her parents haven't come to get her yet.
Very different experience from when Stan and I were together. Here she is.
Well, what happened? How was it?
What?
What, you had a terrible time?
You had a wonderful time.
Honey, tell us what happened.
Arnie, I slept with him.
And?
It's not necessarily anything specific. It's my feeling that life here is too structured for her.
I'm afraid I don't follow you.
She is a stubborn, old, vindictive pack mule of a woman who won't follow the rules.
Okay, I'm back with you.
Dorothy, I think...
Yep. And at Christmas, I've been known to put away more than one eggnog. What's the matter?
I think I better keep looking.
Oh, I'll stop eating raw cookie dough.
No, honey, that's not it. It's just the two of us have nothing in common. We're just two different kinds of people. It wouldn't work out, believe me.
Oh, thank God you're here.
Arrested for prostitution. I can't believe it.
Sophia, we're innocent.
I know that. I can't believe these dumb cops would think anyone would pay money to sleep with you.
Sophia, did you come to bail us out?
A month?
No.
Boy, I did. I would cry, scream, carry on, put on 10 pounds of water, and, well, menopause put an end to that. I loved it.
I don't see how you could love it.
Because I didn't see it as having anything to do with my sexuality. I am exactly the same person I was.
Unfortunately.
Thank you.
Now that I see the two of you so much in love, I realize I was just being selfish. Ma, I want you to be happy. And I know Pop would too.
Boy, I think Myra tampered with my brakes. I mean, ever since I went to dinner with her ex-husband, she's been out to get me. Oh! What if that's Myra?
Selling mosquitoes, Rose. I mean, not that they don't serve a purpose. All life is precious. I care about our wetlands. I just wish they were more glamorous, you know?
Gonna miss her, aren't we, Jake? We're gonna miss her, aren't we, boy?
Mr. Hubbard, I know it's a lot to ask at a time like this, but I've been finding it a bit much, worrying about water bowls and morning walks and all.
Like the fatal blossom of the graceful Jimson weed, I entice with my fragrance, but can provide no succor.
I'm talking about Stanley, you idiot.
Get out of here. Stan has the hots for me.
I know what you're going through. The bottom line is, if you take a chance in life, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But honey, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens.
I'm going to take a chance.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, I have to look in my closet. I don't even know what to wear.
Well, this calls for a celebration.
No, what are we celebrating? The fact that you got free champagne with your room?
We are celebrating what you said on the phone.
Oh, what did I say?
You said, Stanley, could I come to your hotel room? I have to see you.
No, that's...
Where'd that come from? Oh, the mind, huh?
I can't wait to be your son.
Oh, you are delightful. Such a gem. Here, get yourself a girl tonight. We'll understand.
Please. We're trying to have a private moment.
Private, please.
There's no Twin Oaks to go back to. I sold it.
You what?
Sold it. Sold everything. Well, now, if I'm going to go out on the road and do this thing right, I need money.
All right, this has gone far enough. I will not allow you to.
Stanley, you're missing my point. We named it! What I'm saying is, thank you. Stanley, for the first time in a long while, you're really acting like a man.
And I wish you'd all just stop acting like you know what I'm going through, because you don't. You don't have any idea.
Well, Rose, I might not have any idea what it's like to feel the kind of dependency you do, but there was a time in my life when I tried quitting something.
Blanche, you don't mean...
Sex, Dorothy. I tried quitting.
Rose, hurry, please!
These were the only spare towels I could find.
Put them around the bucket in case the leak spreads.
Wait a minute, Rose. Is that my Cabana Club beach towel you have there?
Is it this one with the naked man and woman being swept up?
Memories, I'll cherish them always.
Stan, ciao.
Oh, you're back from your session.
And I wanted to take a little bit back with me. It's not what Ma wants.
You think she wants to stay?
I know she wants to stay.
I'm gonna go talk to her. Are you all right?
Oh, sure. Got all I need.
But tell me, how many of me do you see?
We're twins. We're here to see Blanche.
I guess she's back on the vitamins. Come on in.
Oh, good evening, Rob.
Hello, Blanche.
Well, Rob, you didn't tell me your brother Bob was a twin.
You didn't tell me your roommate was...
That's wonderful. I have faith again. Kill the killers. This calls for champagne. I'll get it.
Oh, no, honey, there's none on ice.
Well, I'll put some in the freezer. Be ready in 20 minutes.
Oh, so what happens now? I guess you press charges, right?
Well, no, actually not. He might press charges, though.
Blanche, when you come back from a walk along the beach, you spend an hour shaking the sand out of your underalls.
Just exactly what do you mean by that?
I mean that Blanche Devereaux does not stay out all night with a man just to go walking along the beach.
Well, never before, that's true. But as Beauregard Jefferson kindly pointed out on my 16th birthday, there's a first time for everything. That. You have another date with Ken. Oh, Sophia, do you believe it?
And I thought my head was spinning from the splash of vino in my lemonade.
Sophia, you don't put wine in your lemonade.
No. You're right, I don't. It was a...
Emma, this just cuts down on the confusion. Run along, darling, run along. Oh, girls, I'm just so worried. You've got to help me. I'm so concerned about Melissa.
Why? What's wrong?
I'm just afraid I had a lot more fun this afternoon than she did. And I promised Janet her little girl would have fun this week. But I swear I have no idea.
Oh, boy. You and me snuggling on a couch brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it?
Actually, no. That's what I want to talk to you about. Thor, ever since you got here, you've been talking about things we did and things we said, and I don't remember any of it.
So you don't remember every little detail?
Completely apart, and I'm saving that for Henry Barnesworth.
I just don't want Dorothy to hear. Blanche, we can't let Dorothy ruin Stan and Catherine's wedding. I mean, it's selfish, it's adolescent, and it'll put a real cramp in their honeymoon.
Rose.
And for somebody who's supposed to be so smart, Dorothy's acting like a real...
If you can find something to compliment him on.
Hi. Is it my imagination, or do you have less hair on your knuckles?
Well, it could be, Sophia. At my age, everything starts to go.
Sophia, it's Miles.
Eh?
Bye.
You really like Tony a lot, don't you, Sophia?
Why shouldn't I? He's the best catch in town. He's got his own hair, his own teeth, and a totally unrestricted driver's license. At my age, that's like dating Tom Cruise.
Ma, that is a mean, underhanded, despicable thing to do.
So was World War II. We're talking about Mussolini.
I'm not, Rose. I just want to do things right. You know, a nice honeymoon is expensive.
You know where I want to go?
Where?
Paris.
Rose, you know what round-trip bus tickets to Paris, Texas cost?
I mean, Paris, France.
France?
My daughter in New York, she had one of those walk-up apartments, 5 flights up. Oh, it got harder and harder each year to climb those stairs. And finally, one year, I couldn't make it without stopping. Oh, it depressed me for weeks.
Oh, my God. Is that what I have to look forward to 15 years from now?
News, I think we best all go warn the king.
And off they went. On their way, Henny Penny, Goosey Lucy, and Turkey Lurkey came upon Foxy Loxy.
Ladies, why are you in such a hurry? Stop.
Something happens. I want you to look after Dorothy and Blanche and Sophia for me.
Sure, Mom, whatever you want.
And there's something else I want to tell you. Now lean in close. This is very important. Live from New York.
You're still mad at me, aren't you?
Yes, I'm mad at you. Every time you come into my life, something bad happens.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You know, I wish we can go back to the beginning, try again, go back to that first apartment. We didn't have much, but we were happy to have our own place.
Those were good times.
Nice to know I have a friend like you who cares.
Dorothy, I have a confession to make. Rose didn't lose Fernando. I gave him to Daisy when she was helping out with the rummage sale.
Well, then there's no problem, honey. Just call Daisy and get Fernando back. She's a very sweet... Fluven, Hooven, Meister, Garben, Gerben, Fleckman.
That's the loss.
So, what do you say, babe? Partners?
Goodbye, Stan.
Okay. I get the message. I guess I'm just not a person you want in your life.
Either way, I'm glad she's out of the house. Now sit back and listen. I got a jerk story.
Okay.
Picture it. Brooklyn, 1948. My friend's son was helping me out around the house. I was expecting Dorothy home from the library any minute.
I finished stacking those crates for you, Mrs. Petrella.
Hey, a man wants to take you out on a date.
Why is that hypothetical?
Check your calendar, pussycat. Now, would you rather this man had looks, personality, or money?
Personality. Looks? Money? How could the stand have burned to the ground?
I don't know.
We were so careful.
I have a confession to make. The reason I sent you two ahead and said I'd lock up is because I wanted a cigarette. And I guess I didn't put it out.
Oh, well, I wouldn't want some help, right, Rose? Rose! Rose!
I don't want to make a fuss.
Well, then call Enrique Mas and let him make your fuss for you. Right there on television. You gotta stand up for your rights, Rose.
All right, maybe I'll call.
Rose!
I just feel overwhelmed. How could this have happened? Charlie and I were so careful with our money. We saved, we never...
Choice. It so happens that I am Miss Andra Dickinson. And now, if you don't mind, I would like 2 rooms.
You don't look like Angie Dickinson to me.
I know I have altered my appearance for a very important movie role.
Yeah, it's up a team.
Good idea, pussycat.
Ma, you never thought I wasn't your daughter, did you?
Of course not.
Because if you want to check the results
Oh,
of...
don't talk crazy. Go in and make the tea. I'll be right in.
What have you got there?
Nothing. You're always there for me. I appreciate that.
We're there for each other. Yep. I don't know of any other mothers and daughters who have gone through half of what we've gone through. I can't tell you how much it meant to me when you and I...
2.5 hours. I thought you died. What's wrong? Paints her portrait, and they make passionate love. She spends much of the next day in the shower with a loofah sponge, scrubbing his fingerprints off her body. She sees the portrait and is insulted. It looks nothing like her, and she storms out of his life forever.
I ran off with a gas station attendant twice my age to get married in Mexico. When I was 17, I hitchhiked to New York, and for 2 months I was a rockette under an assumed name.
Tyler's Landing kind of pales in comparison.
I stand corrected. How did you...
Sometimes I hate my job or like to eat my lunch in the park. It was so nice. It was so important to me that someone simply cared about me as much as the person who wrote those letters. It meant so much to have somebody like that in my life.
You do, Rose, honey, you...
Okay, break's over. Let's pretend we know what we're doing and try to turn a buck. Come on, girls. Give it all you got. Remember the clinic and work hard. Remember your art and be proud. Remember an F sharp and blow. 1, 2, 1.
Married life. I was so careful about money. And all the time Stanley had his hand in the cookie jar.
In the olden days, the Vikings had cut off your hand if they caught you stealing. They cut out your tongue if they caught you lying. They cut off your feet if they caught you trespassing.
Too bad there wasn't a Viking around when Stanley knocked you up.
Yes, she is. Look. Oh, I wanted to tell you about this all week, but I couldn't. I've been posing for Laszlo, too.
Oh, dear Lord, strike me dead right here and now if that man prefers Rosen Island over me.
Blanche, you can't take it personally. Laszlo just decided every day this week with a variety of homemade Danish, begging her to listen to reason. Well, she didn't want the apricot, and she didn't want the cheese, but today the prunes seemed to do the trick.
Always does for me.
Anyway, after she snarfed down 2 of them, she said she'd save the tree.
Speak of the devil, here comes the miserable Lord.
I will continue to see Glenn for as long as I please.
Is he gonna leave his wife?
Ma, for the first time in a long time, I am really happy. So please leave me alone.
If you're so happy, how come I hear you pacing in your room night after night?
I can't sleep. I have a lot on my...
Actions on the blackboard in the kitchen.
Ow, my tooth!
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Stay away from the fruit on the table. It's wax.
Hi, Ma.
Oh, Dorothy, I didn't know you were coming over. Did you bring the kids?
No, actually, I wanted a chance to talk to you alone.
Sal, Dorothy's here.
And people kept looking right past that great man until today. Blanche, as crazy as it sounds, I've got a real chance now to win that election.
Because you lied.
But is that such a high price to pay?
Oh, Gil, I don't know much about politics, but I do know a thing or two about men, and I know what kind of man you are. You're an
plaid polyester. Rose, you have something in a size 6?
Come on, Ma, I'll help you pick something out. Must be Raymond.
I'll be right out. I just have to get some hard candy and my donut pillow.
Hated Phyllis Gluckman.
I do, but at the rate my friends are going, I won't have to spend that much time with her.
I think Sophia's really been shaken up by this.
She's not the only one. Jim Shoe? Jim Shoe? Oh, I get it. Jim Shoe. Very funny.
Excuse me, I am Jim Shoe.
I'm terribly sorry. I thought... Hey, what's all this?
Oh, Dorothy, aren't they beautiful? Johnny No Thumb sent them.
He sent you flowers?
You remember harmless old Uncle Vito? He sent a note to Johnny No Thumbs. He addressed it to Johnny No Knees.
We're just happy to be with you when you get your little plaque.
Oh, Blanche, it's more than a plaque. In St. Olaf, it's the highest honor. We all think of it as a reminder that no matter how bad things may be in the rest of the world, St. Olaf is still a place that's filled with honest people leading honest lives.
Feel better.
They make the most terrific root beer float. They have that old-fashioned root beer.
Look, Rose, get off the float. Just get to the point.
Well, after I drank it, I started to get sad again. And then I saw the answer right in front of me.
What?
A help wanted sign.
Oh.
And?
I am...
Come on now, Blanche. Are you telling me that you'd feel the same way about him if he didn't have a dime to his name?
Absolutely. I just have to see other men behind his back. Oh, come on. We're just happy to be with you when you get your little plaque.
Oh, Blanche, it's more than a plaque. In St. Olaf, it's the highest honor. We all think of it as a reminder that no matter how bad things may be in the rest of the world, St. Olaf is still a place that's filled with honest people leading honest lives.
You're with my brother. Hey! 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 He's better with my brother.
If you change your...
Who comes up with the best new song about the city of Miami?
$10,000?
That's right, I'm going to enter.
Oh, you?
Well, Dorothy, I happen to have written songs before. I wrote the fight song for our high school. Onward, St. Olaf, they still sing it. Onward, St. Olaf, onward we go, onward and on.
You can do that when you're just good friends?
Hey, I want to get in good with St. Peter. I don't want his job.
You know, me and Esther and you and Salvador, we were all good together.
The best.
Well, it is my production, and as they say, the show must go on.
Ah, pussycat. It'll be like the old days. Come on. Just one more time.
Get a little drunk, and you land in jail.
Oh, Sophia, look here. Here's a postcard from Big Daddy and Margaret. They say they're having the time of their life honeymooning in the Bahamas.
Please, the big news is he lived through the wedding night.
But I turned her over to secret police. No more to tell.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine...
Well, the town would have gone under if Oslo's most famous hairstylist, Vidal Sasbogadottir, hadn't relocated his shop in St. Olaf because of our more favorable tax laws. Now, you see why I don't like plastic surgery? Supplemental health care for seniors. Some companies are preying on fear and then using loopholes to avoid paying claims. For someone on fixed income, it's a matter of life and death.
But tell me more. I mean, does it pay $300?
Well, I suppose that'd be okay, but I can't believe with some...
Could we have a word with you for just a moment? There's something we'd like to discuss.
Gonna wait till later, Blanche. Right now, I got a few things on my mind.
Like that big sucker over in the other corner?
It's right at the top of the list.
We want to talk about your fight strategy. We swore I'd get a pony. She brings me a little paper bird on a stick from the circus. You know, the kind that you have to twirl around your head to get them to tweet.
And that was your pet?
They're very clean.
Then she tells me if I'm a good girl, a really good girl.
You had gotten your first job.
Yeah, back then you could give blood every week. Remember the time your mother took care of the baby? It was our first time alone in a year.
You bought me wine and flowers, I remember.
Remember how much fun we had in that apartment that night?
I remember.
And people kept looking right past that great man until today. Blanche, as crazy as it sounds, I've got a real chance now to win that election.
Because you lied.
But is that such a high price to pay?
Oh, Gil, I don't know much about politics, but I do know a thing or two about men, and I know what kind of man you are. You're at work, Dorothy.
Why?
Because the man is blind. Now, would the two of you please keep your noses out of my business?
Blanche, you know something when it comes to other people. You're the one who's blind.
This day, Ham Lushbow remains the one man in my entire life I could not conquer. The one. But come Saturday night, I have a feeling my record's gonna be intact again.
I wouldn't be so sure if I were Blanche. Sometimes these things aren't meant to be.
If I can have my room with my bad back, I'll just camp out on the couch.
Oh, Michael, it's nice meeting you. Dorothy's told us so much about you. This is my daughter, Bridget.
Hello.
Bridget's on her way to study at Oxford in England.
And I found a terrific flat on campus.
Oh, that's great. I hear the commute from here is a killer.
Pardon me?
It was a joke.
Get these.
I'll give you one guess.
You slept with the teacher?
Of course I didn't sleep with the teacher. You have to be very careful these days. I promised I would if he'd give me the answers. I call it safe.
Please, just do it. Please. Please. Pretty please.
Oh, all right, all right. Don't beg. You sound just like your Uncle Carmine after he'd been away on a goat drive.
So you're not going to tell us what happened?
Nope.
Well, Sophia, that's your choice, but I think you're making a mistake. You see...
Gin? Aren't you gonna get mad?
No. You want to play another hand?
Nah, if you don't get mad, you take the fun out of it. You're still a...
Dorothy. Happy birthday, Ma.
Ah, shut up.
You're welcome. What are you doing? You're gonna be late for your birthday party at Guido. Stan's in the car waiting.
I'm not going.
What do you mean you're not?
Talk about.
Oh, that's my favorite lie.
Dorothy, you'll be sorry.
Oh, Ma, come on. We liked each other. He's a funny, warm, giving man. He made me laugh. I am seeing him.
All right, go ahead. Meet your adulterer. But remember, you were brought up a lady. Keep both your feet on the floor. That's a cranberry juice. Definitely Ocean Terrace.
Definitely Feinstein, except she pronounces it Feinstein. Harriet Feinstein, you want me to say hello for you?
Would you mind? We're very close.
No problem.
Hey, Alvin, I want to go out with you.
But we shook on it and everything.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll go out with you.
Instead of her, I go out with you?
Right.
Okay.
So good to see you again, Blanche. And who have we here? Hello, I'm Susan Dodd.
I'm Clayton, Blanche's.
Driver, you're headed for the expressway. Why don't you turn around? Driver, stop. Driver, I said stop. Driver, who the hell do you think you are? And reason being, you don't pay any.
I told you she'd throw it in our face.
And speaking of complaints, what about that out-of-control housewarming party that kept all the other tenants awake until dawn? The one I was not invited to?
That wasn't a party, that was a quiet dinner for two.
Hi there,
Oh, hi, Ma.
Anybody want a lasagna?
I thought you made that for your gentleman friend.
He didn't want it. He said he had lunch already, so I offered to go over to his place tonight and warm it up for supper. He said no.
Sophia, honey, the key is to make a man think you're not interested. I feel like working this body up into a manic frenzy.
Well, great. We still have time to get to class.
Oh, who cares about class? The circus is in town. I say we go look up the Flying Finelli Brothers.
Oh, that is so typical. All those swamis are just out for a buck. I mean, they can't teach you anything that anyone with any common sense doesn't already know.
I didn't know that.
A visual aid.
Oh, really, Ramdas? If it's all so easy, let's hear you answer this.
Back in Brooklyn, Ebbets Field. Remember those warm summer nights, sitting in the bleachers, eating hot dogs, rooting for the Dodgers and kissing passionately between innings?
Stanley, you never took me to Ebbets Field.
No?
No!
I would make a wonderful witness. I can't tell you how many times I've been badgered by lawyers. Well, I could, but it might sound like boasting. Oh, the stories I could tell you about me. Now, you're not going to believe this, but I shall become a great Southern writer, carrying on the tradition of...
And your cast?
Yeah, some of the guys from the team. Are you signing it?
Correcting it. There is no K in victory. Oh, yeah, and we'll just change this to Miss Bornak eats shiitake.
And for us to do.
Okay. It was so nice finally meeting you all.
See you later, Clayton.
Oh, isn't it nice to see a brother and sister who are such good friends?
It certainly is. Oh, I always wish that I could have been closer to my brother Phil. You know, go places together, share experiences. Although I did...
How about another game, Dorothy?
No, honey, I don't feel like it. Why don't you play with Michael?
Oh, he's not here.
Where is he?
While you and Sophia were at the market, the kids decided to go out.
What, Michael asked Bridget out?
Well, not exactly, no. I just happened to have some free tickets to the symphony, and they were sitting around here both...
Ready to spend some time with someone who does.
Like you.
I know you don't know me very well yet, but I'm just asking for a chance.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Thank you, Blanche.
You're welcome, Swen.
We always keep it.
Honey, the table looked fine, but with her complexion, those yellow garden lights make Dorothy look like Eric Severide.
Look out, St. Dominic. Sophia Petrillo feels lucky tonight.
Oh, right. Tonight's the big bingo game, isn't it?
The biggest, and I got my lucky handkerchief I can't lose.
Where did you find it?
In my bra.
Why are you so cranky today?
I'm not cranky. I'm gassy. I had one of those Weight Watchers broccoli au gratins for lunch. Boy, that stuff's murder. I'm surprised Lynn Redgrave has a friend in the world.
Horrible. Oh, I love you already. In fact, I haven't felt this way about a dog since Rusty.
Oh, God, not the Rusty story again.
Charlie brought him home as a present after our first child was born.
Oh, I wish we had a doggy door so I could push your head through it.
Yeah, clear picture on that. However, I do know that Jackie O will tie the knot again
Oh,
with...
thank you very much, Miss Dixon. Enjoy the wedding.
Rose, what's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so confused, Jonathan. You see, I... Do you mind that we...
Mama, that we could go down there, and once you see these places are legitimate, you won't be so upset.
I don't want to go to a place like that. It's too embarrassing. What if one of the neighbors saw me going in? What would they think?
That accent, you could almost buy it.
And you must be Sophia.
Your face looks awfully familiar. Was your picture ever on a cigar box?
No, she's right. That was my father.
May we continue, Commandant?
My family once
flying to a mountain.
That would be a good example of a mishap.
Rose, do me a favor. Fasten your seatbelt. Over your mouth.
Rose, why don't we use our time constructively and work on your eulogy? Now, what are you planning to say, honey?
I don't know. I'll probably stop.
Oh, it must have been one of the guys from work. Yeah, that's it.
I've heard enough.
Please, Dorothy, you'll have the time of your life.
The time of my life? Stan, the last time you said that, it took 12 seconds. And I ended up 3 months pregnant at my own wedding.
Look, I'll level with you. I got
Your grief.
I think so. But you know what would make me feel even better than this?
What?
A kiss. A New Year's Eve kiss.
Oh, I don't know.
In memory of my late wife.
When you put it that way, I
made a fool of myself, didn't I?
Yes!
Well, I feel awful, just awful.
Listen, if you don't want tonight to turn into a total disaster, you have to stop being so self-conscious.
Oh, well, you're right, of course. Dr. Newman is a guest in our home. If I'm self-conscious, he'll be ill at ease. I can't allow that to...
Dorothy? Dorothy?
Oh, good. I think she's waking up.
Oh, honey, come on, sweetie.
Here, darling.
Are you all right?
Oh.
Here.
Oh, I'm fine, Rose. Oh, that was strange. I've never fainted before.
Me neither. What does it feel like after you...
He was tall, she was short. He was cheap, she was extravagant. He was...
Opposites. We get the picture.
Well, anyway, I'll never forget the time they sang at our annual talent show, right after the herring juggling act.
Well, hello, big boy. Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I wanna be loved.
Look, you're not going to spoil this for me. Tonight, I get to be the person I want to be. No baggage, I am free. Nobody has to know that I haven't fulfilled my dreams, or that I got pregnant in high school, or that I stay home on Saturday nights.
Then what the hell am I supposed to talk about?
Stephanie? Hi, Rose. Oh, Liz, I didn't know you were home.
Oh, my flight got canceled.
Do you realize this is the first time the three of us have been together in 2 weeks? Hey, I have a great idea. Why don't I whip us roomies up a great big fancy dinner?
Oh, sorry, Rose. I've already got plans.
So do I. See you later.
Look, Rose,
You're dead.
Blanche, I am furious. I mean, first you take my car without asking, and then when you have it, you show complete disregard for my personal property.
Rose, please, have a little compassion. I was just in an accident.
Well, what do you want me to do? Carry you to your room? Massage your neck, make some cocoa?
Somebody asked me about Frank Sinatra.
We were asking Rose why she's nervous about seeing her daughter.
Then try to stay on the subject. Why are you nervous, Rose?
Well, I'm nervous because I made Kirsten executor of my will, and I have to go over the documents with her.
Well, honey, she's a big girl. I mean, this may not be the most pleasant conversation you two will have.
I cannot take this another minute.
Oh my God, it's Myra.
This is who you've been scared of?
So you're Myra.
Watch out, she's dangerous.
Oh, I'm shaking.
You get that too?
Now, what does this have to do with the diary?
Suddenly I'm on Nightline. I was just trying to tell a story here.
There's no point, Sophia. They've done something terrible, and I'll never be able to forgive them.
Rose, isn't there anything we can do?
No, absolutely not. I'm unyielding on this.
Rose, can't you think of anything that'll make us still be friends?
No, this time you've crossed the line.
Sail around the world. That'll be the day. In fact, there's a line waiting around the block. We'll have to install one of those ticket machines like they have at the bakery. Around the world, yeah.
I get the picture now.
I'm afraid I'm responsible for making Al do something with me.
Rose, why her?
She's comforting.
And I'm not? You told me you were having a pedicure when your husband was dying.
Well, of course I was, Sophia. It was the third Thursday of the month. If I'd canceled, that would have been it for July and August when I'd be wearing open-toed sandals.
Dorothy, learn from this. This is what friendships are built on. Loyalty, mutual respect, trust, Give me my ticket. Gladys, you yuts. These aren't for Tony Bennett, they're for Tony Martin.
Of course they're for Tony Martin. You think I'd camp overnight for
An enormous veal and pepper sandwich here. I couldn't possibly finish it. You want half? I made it fresh this morning.
Sounds more interesting than the tangerine I got.
Prepare yourself for a rare treat.
Hey, I don't even know your name.
Sophia. Sophia Petrillo.
Italian?
Take one bite of the sandwich and you tell us.
What kind of guy would you like?
She's not picky.
Yes, I am.
All right, you could circle the globe without finding another Stan.
Look, why do you care if I have a date?
Family honor, especially at this wedding.
What's so special about this wedding?
Dorothy's goddaughter is marrying the grandson of Giuseppe.
Does this mean you'll go to the masquerade ball?
Yes, and I'll tell you something. After all the practice I have had lately, I'd be honored to be the horses behind. Honey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you meant well.
I'm not crying on account of that. I'm crying because we're all gonna die, and I still have so many things to tell you.
Like what?
Like, once I read your diary.
You what?
Well, it was an accident. You let.
What's wrong with you? You made me feel crazy, like I had made it all up. You dismissed me. You made me feel like a child, a fool, a neurotic who was wasting your precious time. Is that your caring profession? Is that healing?
He just wouldn't take no for an answer. So I finally just had to tell him straight out that I didn't feel about him the way he felt about me. It had nothing to do with his size. It was simply that I could never become seriously involved with anybody in show business.
Us on that date, and wouldn't you know, we ran out of gas on exactly the same spot. And George said, Blanche, why don't you look behind that tree? So I did, and there was a basket with candles and wine and 2 long stem glasses and a big blanket.
I just hate the idea of a yard sale, but if you're really trying to get rid of your stuff, well, I'll take it off your hands for, say, $50.
Okay, but a deal's a deal. I don't want to hear you say you didn't get your money's worth just because something doesn't fit right or smells bad or makes strangers look at you and giggle.
Good.
If memory serves me, we rushed back to the hotel because you had the runs from that cheap lunch you brought us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess it's my shift.
It's okay, Dorothy. I think she's finally asleep.
Oh, thank God. I am exhausted. Haven't been this tired since my wedding night.
Backstage.
Excuse us.
How much longer are you planning on staying in town, Biff?
Hard to tell.
Well, I'm going to keep my eye on you.
The sun was mighty hot today, wasn't it, Josie?
I think I'm going to cry.
I think they should both be committed.
Rose, we gotta talk. Are things between us getting a little dull?
Oh, let's face it. You and I are Yawn City, population 2. Miles, do you love me?
Well, of course I do.
How much?
Well, I don't know.
So, Margaret, you're from Atlanta.
Well, that's right. That child over there is trying to steal my daddy away. She's no better than a tick on a slow-moving hound dog.
Why is everyone around here talking like Burl Ives? I'll get it.
Atlanta must be a lovely city. Have they
I went to a drive-in with Stanley. He said he was being shipped off to Korea and would probably die, and it would mean so much. That was my part of the war effort. It took 3 seconds. I wasn't sure that we had done anything, actually.
This day, Ham Lushbell remains the one man in my entire life I could not conquer. The one. But come Saturday night, I have a feeling my record's gonna be intact again.
I wouldn't be so sure if I were Blanche. Sometimes these things aren't meant to be. Like...
No, Blanche is talking about,
A Nestle's Crunch?
one over.
Enema bag?
To the right.
Didn't you, Grip?
Condoms, Rose! Condoms! Condoms! Condoms!
In pain when you could be completely cured in just one night. Dorothy, that doesn't make sense.
It makes sense to me. I don't like doctors. I don't like hospitals.
Nobody likes hospitals, but there's nothing to be scared of.
Oh, really, Rose? What about blood? What about death? What about those 90s that don't close up in the back?
Hey, for needy, sexy people.
I just heard on TV the airports are closed. There's a big hurricane headed this way. They want everyone to stay just where they are.
That means that we could be trapped together for days.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt. No, I'm sure this is a very worthy cause, but no, to be perfectly frank, at this moment, I couldn't give a flying fig about whooping cranes. No, I have to keep the line free. Fine, I'll send you a check. Hold it, let me grab a pencil. Okay, whooping cranes, yeah. Although it's not really a prerequisite because I have been known to date a guy on life support. But the trouble with dating a guy on life support is that you always have to go to his place. Every guy has an angle. And there is something I can say, and I want to apologize for this story before I begin. Have you ever heard of a little town called St. Olaf?
No.
Perfect. Now, as it was told to me, and I have to admit that I wasn't listening that closely, there was this farmer named Niels Nieblumen.
I get one for you too, Dorothy.
Would you excuse that?
Have you ever met a man who knows how to push all your buttons?
Just once. He was a cabana boy in Pensacola.
I am never going to get through this. I just hate him too much. I know.
Cut back. Teeth stains my dentures. Last night I had to soak them in Ajax. They're white again, but my mouth feels like somebody should rinse their socks in it.
You want a glass of milk?
Nah, it upsets my stomach.
Orange juice?
Too acidic.
Is there anything I can get you?
A cup of tea would be nice.
Nuts. Mother. Oh, I'm sorry. I came to religion late. I'd say. But it's never too late. And it is my fervent hope that the three of us, you and I and dear little Sarah, may walk the path of righteousness together.
I'm sorry I did that. I mean, I guess I was upset.
I understand. I guess this has been a difficult relationship for both of us.
Oh, it's been a wonderful relationship. I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, I'm gonna do something crazy.
All right, now you just simmer down here, mister. Sit down here. I want to talk to you. Dorothy, listen, I know this isn't easy for you, so I'm gonna let you in on a sorority secret that was passed on to me at Miss MacGyver's finishing school. Now, whenever you feel you're about to lose control, just take my hand and give it a little squeeze. I guarantee you'll feel a... Don just made a quick 5-minute inspection, and guess what? The permit's only $40. You were right about telling the truth.
Oh, well, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's citizenship. That and guessing the weight of brood sows.
Shut up.
135.
Thank you for all your support.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dorothy. It's just Lucy doesn't know that that's really Fred dressed up as a burglar.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize this was more important. fed twice a day. Walk her after her second meal. And don't give her anything liquid after 10.
Hey, what is this? You're talking about me like I'm an animal. You've been with a man, haven't you?
Honey.
When I hear her coming, I hide. Gotta go.
Morning, Ma.
Good morning, pussycat.
Blanche, honey, are you okay?
Never better. Why?
I've just never seen you do anything domestic.
Dorothy, I've done the... I'm making omelets for us without yolks so we don't get too much cholesterol. And that leaves us all these yolks, which I hate to throw out, so I thought we'd give them to the homeless. Fine, give them egg yolks. They'll die of heart attacks. They won't eat homes.
And the sex is no good if it isn't with someone you love.
Rose?
Oh, the very thought of it makes me feel dirty.
Rose?
Oh, gosh, she's right. I do feel dirty.
Well, don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Blanche, I'm going home, getting down on my knees and begging for forgiveness.
That man in your suitcase?
Right. Picture it. New York City, 1956. I was a young widow returning to Sicily. There I was on the boat alone, watching Lady Liberty grow smaller in the distance, when suddenly I heard a voice from the vicinity of my knees.
Let's give her a big hand.
Honey, I'm so sorry.
Dorothy, I'd like you to meet Irving Capella. He's the one who did the ice sculptures. Aren't they nice?
75% off.
Irving would very...
Around?
No. With who?
Everyone.
Huh. Serves you right.
Blanche!
Well, it does. What goes around comes around.
Well, then I must have been really bad.
What do you mean? County knew was actually a social disease.
Congratulations, Rose, a new record. And you've done it without needing
Penicillin. Now, Rose knows I don't mean anything, don't you, honey? We all have our dry spells.
You can borrow the earrings, Blanche. I'm not going anywhere tonight. In fact, why don't you just hang on to...
Well, if that had been a date, he would have warned you first.
I thought you were going out with Stan tonight.
I am. See you later. Oh, Blanche, favor.
Oh, Dorothy, come on. This has been going on for months now. I have a date with Stan. Can I borrow your bike?
He can't pick me up.